So in this last part, we are going to talk about your garden variety, plain Jane HQ choices. Okay? Nothing unique. No monsters, creature, demon prince HQ choices. We're talking about lords and sorcerers in this video. Okay? In this part. Chaos Lord. Get a load of this. 65 points. Yeah, used to be 90 points, now it's 65. Okay, like, I just didn't know what it felt like to have a cheap HQ. Now I know what it feels like. Yeah, it's pretty good. That's his base. Now obviously you can add a bunch of stuff to that, but like that's his base. All right. Now keeping in mind that you can give him a mark of chaos, and any mark that you get brings the corresponding elite choice unit as a troops choice. Okay, so if I gave a mark of Khorne Berserkers are troop choices, and so on and so forth. So let's talk about his stats. Weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5, strength 4, toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5. That's good. 3 attacks, leadership 10, that's also good, and 3 up save. His war gear is pretty standard. Just like a regular, well, no, he's like a strong Space Marine. He's got power armor, bolt pistol, close combat weapon, frag grenades, crack grenades. Notice that he only has a bolt pistol. He doesn't have a bolter. He doesn't have anything special like that. Just a bolt pistol. Special rules, he's a champion of chaos. So he can roll on Chaos Boon when he kills an enemy character. He's fearless, and he is an independent character. So that's good too. Attach him to a squad, and he's safer until he is in a challenge. And because he's plain Jane, he will get killed. He will. Being absolutely honest there. Not immune to instant death or anything of the sort. Now, let's take a look at the options here, okay? May take items from the melee weapons, ranged weapons, chaos rewards, special issue war gear, and or chaos artifacts sections of the war gear list. That right there is huge, because it's like I'm looking at an armory here. Okay, so let's see what page. Let's say it's page 69.
25.
Page, yeah, see that's all these pages here. Page 69 is the chaos artifacts. So he can take a chaos artifact. My Chaos Lord can have the Black Mace. I explained what the Black Mace was in an earlier part of this video series. And so that's pretty awesome. The thing that I like about the Black Mace is that you can attack at regular initiative, in his case initiative 5. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. I like it.
Yes.
Okay. Now in this video, I'm going to go over the chaos artifacts that are here. Not the unique ones that are unique to certain HQs, but the general ones that are in the Chaos Space Marine Codex. So I will do that after I go through the rest of the options of the Chaos Lord. Okay, remind me if I forget.
Okay.
So, alternatively, the Chaos Lord may replace all of his war gear with Terminator armor, a power weapon, and a combi bolter for 40 points. So now he's up to 105 points. We now replace this guy with this guy. Okay, so that by itself is good. You got a 5 up invulnerable save, 2 up regular save, relentless, everything else that goes with having Terminator armor, and not a bad choice. And the same options as before. You can choose to have a chaos artifact, special issue war gear, chaos rewards. By the way, chaos rewards I will also go over in this video because there's a lot of good stuff in there. So, and you don't want to miss it. Don't want to miss out on it. Okay. He may take Veterans of the Long War special rule for 5 points. Now, this gives you hatred Space Marines. Unless you know you're fighting against Space Marines, I would not take it because it will be useless. And the other thing that it does is it gives you +1 to your leadership. He's already leadership 10, and you can only have a maximum leadership of 10. So I wouldn't take it for 5 points. It's a waste of 5 points. Unless you're fighting against Space Marines, then it's different. Even still, I mean, like having him in close combat, he's not the best close combat choice. It's if you have extra points, by all means, but I wouldn't like be, oh, he's got to have Veterans of the Long War, like type of attitude towards it. Okay, may take a single mark of chaos from the war gear list. So it doesn't say how many points it costs him for the mark right there. And so I'm going to have to look on page 91, because that tells me. Marks of Chaos. This is how much they are. Tzeentch, Nurgle, Slaanesh are 15 points, if I want to add it to the Chaos Lord. And for Khorne, it's 10 points. All right, and once again, repetition is as good as it is when it's being repeated. So Mark of Khorne is Rage and Counterattack.
Rage and Counterattack.
Nurgle is +1 Toughness.
+1 Toughness.
Slaanesh is +1 Initiative.
+1 Initiative.
Tzeentch is +1 Invulnerable Save.
+1 Invulnerable Save.
Not +1. See, the wording is funny on Tzeentch, because it's like, if you have an Invulnerable Save of 5, it makes it a 4. So that's not +1, it actually minuses 1. But saying that, connotation there is negative, so, and if you don't have one to begin with, you get a 6. That's how that works. That's the long explanation every single time I explain the Mark of Tzeentch. But I wouldn't bother giving a Mark of Tzeentch to a Chaos Lord, because you want to do that to your Chaos Sorcerer, right? If you're going to do that. If you're going to do a Chaos Lord, you're typically going to want to build him for close combat. So I would do Nurgle or Khorne, because Rage is awesome, okay? And Counterattack is good, and +1 Toughness is good. Like, you're only Toughness 4. If you give him a Mark of Nurgle, then that saves you from being instant killed by a lot of weapons. So, so that's good, okay? So if you're gonna take a Toughness and you're a Lord, take Mark or Nurgle. Take Khorne or Nurgle. Take the Mark of Khorne or Nurgle. There you go. So that's your Garden Variety Chaos Lord. Lord. HQ, Chaos Sorcerer. All right, we're going to talk about the Sorcerer a little bit.
Okay.
He is 60 points. Ooh. Ooh. As opposed to 65 points. I don't remember what he was in the old Codex. I never used him in the old Codex. His stat line is as follows. Oh, that's why he's 5 points less. He's a little bit weaker. Weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 4, strength 4, toughness 4, 2 wounds instead of 3, initiative 4 instead of initiative 5. He's got 2 attacks instead of 3 attacks. And he's got leadership 10, 3+ save. So obviously this guy is not built for close combat. Okay. His war gear is power armor, bolt pistol, force weapon. See, that's the ironic thing, is because force weapons take out all your wounds if you make your, psychic test and all that stuff. So, and that's what I don't get, because he's weaker yet he has a better weapon. So, anyway, he's got frag grenades and crack grenades. Now, his special rules are: he's a champion of chaos, he's an independent character, and he's a psyker mastery level 1. So, see, the thing about that is that because he's a mastery level 1, and you choose to only keep it at that, then whatever Chaos God mark you put on him, he has to choose from one of those. He's got to choose the psychic ability. Now, you can choose not to put a mark of Chaos on him and just take a psychic power from Biomancy, Pyromancy, and Telepathy, which I would do Biomancy for sure. It's always going to be Biomancy. That's the answer to everything when it comes to this stuff. You're like way off camera, man.
I'm sorry.
People aren't seeing your face, okay? That's important. You gotta see your pretty face, sis. That's how it works. Okay. Feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Long video? Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
I'm getting high here off the glue fumes. Like.
I apologize.
Oh, okay. Oops. Oh, the rule book.
I didn't touch the book.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I didn't mean to mock you in your face there. That's kind of bad. Hyperventilating. Okay. So where was I? Okay. So let's talk about some options. Okay. You can add 2 additional mastery levels at 25 points a level. So 50 points, that makes you 110 points. That's still cheap. So a psyker, mastery level 3, or this way, depending on what country you're from, 3 psychic abilities. That's not bad. It really isn't bad. And I would definitely suggest doing that Absolutely. Yeah, because you're so cheap as it is. You're 60 points, for goodness sakes. You know, if you're going to spend some points, you can spend it in an HQ. It's going to be firing some stuff a lot from a distance, so it's okay to do that. And then you can also take your special issue war gear or your chaos artifacts, which I'll go over after I'm done going over this, because those things are fun. Alternatively, the sorcerer may replace all of his war gear with Terminator armor, a force weapon, and a combi bolter for 25 points instead of 40 points. Notice that. For a Chaos Lord, it's 40 points, but for a Sorcerer, it's only 25 points. So I'm going to bring this guy out here. He is the Terminator Sorcerer, which I would definitely suggest. Okay, so for 25 points, that is 25 points well spent. If you did nothing else but that, he's an 85-point HQ, Terminator armor, 5-up invulnerable save. If you give him the Mark of Tzeentch, that's a 4-up invulnerable save. All right? Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so good. And he can take Veterans of the Long War. You know how I feel about that. May take a single Mark of Chaos from the war list except for Khorne. Yeah, makes sense. You can't take Khorne. So there you go. Now see, here's the interesting thing. A Chaos Lord can take the Mark of Tzeentch, but a Chaos Sorcerer can take them all except for the Mark of Khorne, because Khorne is allergic to psychic powers. He sneezes a bit. Cornflakes come out of his nose whenever that happens.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I actually need to see this time.
Okay, what's up?
You need anything from you, Lon?
Nothing that I can think of right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Watch me think of something after you order.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay, so that's how I would field him, okay? Now this is just, like, I have these models right here, right? I have this guy, he's a Terminator Lord, which I wouldn't field him any other way. I don't think I would ever field just a regular Lord without Terminator armor. It's only 25 points. That kind of saves him a bit, you know? Yeah, so just a little bit. So let's go over the artifacts. Like I said I would do before. 69.
Yes, artifacts. I reminded you.
Okay. Yeah, nice try. Chaos artifacts. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, there are 6. And these are what they are. These are fun. Get ready to hear some awesomeness, okay? Like this is a lot of fun. You'll like it.
Okay.
Acts of Blind Fury. Models with the Mark of Khorne only can take this. Strength +2, AP2, melee, blinded, demon weapon. Okay, demon weapon is you add d6 to the number of attacks. Blinded is a special rule, which clarifies right here, and it says the Axe of Blind Fury's bearer has -1 weapon skill and ballistic skill, and has the Rage special rule. All right, now let's take a look back here and see how much it costs to add the Axe of Blind Fury. 35 points. That's a lot of points, okay, to get a, well, it's a demon weapon, so it's not bad. +2 strength, not bad. Rage, so it's an okay ability. The thing I don't like about it is that it minuses to your weapon skill and ballistic skill. I don't like that. Now at least it only does that. It only minuses it by 1 for you, but it has the blinded. Actually, it doesn't have the blind special rule, which means when you're attacking your opponent, then they don't have to make an initiative test to be reduced to weapon skill with skill 1. This is only against you.
Ooh.
That's the thing that sucks about it. So Acts of Blind Fury, that's probably like you're closing your eyes and you're like going around like this. Maybe that makes more sense fluff-wise.
Fluff-wise.
Yeah, so whatever. I wouldn't bring this, okay? 35 points is pretty expensive for a weapon I wouldn't really like as much as some other weapons that are a tad more expensive that are much better, such as the Black Mace. So I'll go over this again just because it's so awesome and I really want to field this. So this is one of the choices for sure that I would choose for this out of the 6 here. Strength as a user, so it's as good as you can be. Okay, so I would typically want to put this on a Demon Prince if they were built for close combat. It's cursed, it's a demon weapon, And well, cursed is the special ability here. That isn't like a universal special rule that you should know, because that is the ability right here. Okay, that's how it works. Yeah. And it's Fleshbane, which is auto wounds on 2 up. That's really good, even though it has AP4. Well, I guess that does matter for armor penetration and such, but yeah, the fact of the matter is that it's really awesome. So basically, if let's say this guy has Black Mace, let's say Karn. Give it to Karn because he's cooler. Karn has Black Mace, okay? Even though this is impossible because I can't give it to him. So he has the Black Mace. He's attacking him. He gets a wound on him. He doesn't make it, so it's an unsaved wound. Then he makes this guy here takes a toughness test. If he fails it, then he's removed from play. Picture that in your mind, okay?
Okay.
Now let's say he was in a group of guys. So now, enemies within 3 inches of Karn also take toughness tests. If they fail it, they are removed from play as well. Pretty awesome. So I just gotta say, like that's, I can't wait to do some awesomeness with that. Like I'm gonna fight against Joe in some HQ UFC style kill team battle reports with this guy. He goes, excuse me. It's pretty awesome. So, next, Burning Brand of Scalthrax. Now, I went over this in part 1 of this series. So we all know that that's a template weapon, strength 4, AP 3, assault 1, torrent, soul blaze. So any torrent weapon is good. That I just got to say, because they're rare, because it's a new concept. So, and especially being AP 3. It ignores cover, it's AP 3, and it's a torrent. So that's incredibly dangerous. Incredibly, okay? So out of all of these weapons here, or abilities or whatever, those 2, the Black Mace and the Burning Brand of Scalthrax would be my first 2 choices, okay? So that's just how it stands. I'm going to continue to go through them though. Dimensional Key. When the bearer kills an enemy model in the fight subphase, he may immediately unlock the key's power. From this point on, all enemy models that start any phase within 12 inches of the key's bearer treat all terrain as both difficult and dangerous terrain during that phase. Furthermore, any friendly units from this codex that arrive by Deep Strike after the key's power has been unlocked do not scatter. So, I don't really like the dimensional key, and here's why. First off, you have to kill oh, okay, well actually, originally, my understanding of it was that you have to kill an enemy HQ, but I just reread it, and it just says when the bearer kills an enemy model.
Okay.
So you can kill like a Termagant, so it doesn't matter. You can kill anything, kill something, and then you can unlock the power. So that makes it a little bit better, but still I wouldn't bring it. And you, from that point on, all enemy models that start any phase within 12 inches of the key's bearer treat terrain as both difficult and dangerous during that phase. During that phase. So like what this is during the fight subphase, which is the assault phase. Like that's kind of useless if you think about it, right? Like what the heck? I don't see that as being incredibly see, like I still wouldn't want to bring it. Yeah, no. Deep strike, that's only useful if you're bringing guys that are deep striking and you really care that they're coming in and that they don't scatter. Okay. Now let's talk about the murder sword. Murder. Well, let's look at the stats first. The strength is the user, AP3, melee, murder. This is the murder special rule. Immediately before the start of the first turn, you must nominate one enemy character to be the target of the bearer of the murder sword. This can even be one in reserve. Remember to tell your opponent which character you have nominated. Whilst the bearer is in base contact with the nominated character, their murder sword's strength becomes ×2 and AP becomes 1. And it has the instant death special rule. So basically, yeah, Abaddon, he's a good example of this. Okay, let's say he's holding a murder sword. You're holding the sword, I nominate your HQ, I get ×2 strength, and becomes AP1 and has instant death. That's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm using him as an example of a model that would have it. Abaddon himself wouldn't have it because he can't be given any additional war gear. Just so you know. All right? Just so you know. So that's what that does. So, see, in my mind, if I had to choose between the Murder Sword and the Black Mace, I would choose the Black Mace every time. Because you're Fleshbane, you're always wounding on 2s. And it's a demon weapon, so you get a lot more attacks. And you can remove whole models because they make toughness tests, and if they fail, they have to be removed. With no saves of any kind allowed. I mean, that's just a big deal. Like, you can't compare that. It's not comparable. So if I'm going to choose, and let's take a look at the points and see how many points it is. Right here, Murder Sword is 35 points. Black Mace is 45 points. For a 10-point difference, you have a much stronger ability. Every time, I would choose the Black Mace. Every time. Even though the Murder Sword sounds cool, no good. Okay, last one is the Scrolls of Magnus. Okay, models with the Mark of Tzeentch only. At the beginning of each of his turns, the bearers of the Scrolls of Magnus may choose to gain an additional psychic power for the rest of the game. To do so, roll a d6 and consult the table below to see which discipline the new psychic power is from. And these are the disciplines, which is actually every single one. Pyromancy, Biomancy, Telepathy, Tzeentch, Telekinesis, Divination. Well, is it every single one? Tzeentch is in there, but yeah, you have a lot of choices. Then randomly generate the power from that discipline as if you were rolling for a Mastery Level 1 Psyker, with the exception that you cannot swap to the Primaris power. If this results in a power the bearer already knows, roll again on the table below. Every time the bearer rolls on the table below, including rerolls, the secrets of the scrolls rack his mind. He immediately takes a Strength 3 AP 1 hit with the Ignores Cover special rule. That's funny. Don't you just love stuff like that just like hits you and kills you for trying to be better? That's like saying you failed, you will die now. That's kind of what that's saying.
Yeah. Like the Egyptians.
I'm not a big fan of leaving things up to chance in game. So I wouldn't bring the Scrolls of Magnus, even though it sounds like it's fun. It would be fun, and by the way, it racks up, like, the good thing about this, though, that I do have to say this, is that it racks up the amount of psychic powers you have. So, yeah, so you can have like a lot of, so here's an option, okay? But the thing is, it's random, and you might get, like, crap from one of these things that you don't want, right? Like, you might get a telepathy ability that you'll never use. And so it's way too random for me. I wouldn't do it, okay? That's just not how I roll. I don't like doing stuff like that, okay? Chaos rewards, that's the other thing I said that I would go over. Rewards are things that particular models are able to purchase. Mostly Chaos champions within units, or generic HQ choices. Yeah. That's the thing that can choose to take Chaos rewards. I'm actually just looking through here right now. A Sorcerer can take Chaos rewards. A Demon Prince can also take Chaos rewards. And so this is like a whole other section of things that you can add. More points to rack up on your guys, as if they weren't as most expensive as possible in your lifetime already. So Chaos rewards. Aura of Dark Glory. It's a 5-up invulnerable save. Combat Familiar. Makes 2 additional Strength 4 AP nothing melee attacks. Okay, not bad to have. Gift of Mutation. Before deployment, roll on the Chaos Boon table. So that's actually pretty good. And you don't apply the Spawnhood or the Dark Apotheosis results. Spawnhood is pretty self-explanatory. Your turn into a spawn. And Dark Apotheosis is your turn into a Demon Prince. You just roll again on the table instead. And the model has that result for the entire game. Ichor Blood. Any unit that causes 1 or more unsaved wounds on a model with Ichor Blood during the fight sub-phase immediately takes a Strength 3 AP 4 hit per wound caused. Hold on, this is actually pretty good. A unit that causes one or more unsaved wounds on a model with Ichor Blood, okay, during the fight sub-phase immediately takes a strength 3 AP4 hit per wound cause. So that'd be like, that's not that great. No, like, if like a horde was fighting a demon prince, that'd be like, you might kill one guy, one or two more guys or whatever, if I get unsaved wounds. So, I don't know. It's okay. And the spell familiar is that you may re-roll failed psychic tests. So that's actually pretty good. So if you want to get a chaos reward, a spell familiar, and you're a chaos sorcerer, I would actually recommend getting it, because that's something that you need, and that's something that's important. I highly recommend it. And let's take a look at this, because this is, I am looking for the part where it shows the points. That's 91. Yep. Chaos rewards, okay. Spell familiar is 15 points. So 15 points added to your chaos sorcerer in order to re-roll your failed spells. Now you do have leadership 10. See, is it even worth it? That's a lot of points for a leadership 10. See, I don't know if I'd bother. I don't think I'd bother. No. Chances of you failing it are very, very slim. So, waste of points. Now, the last couple things here. Doesn't matter how long the video is.
No,
Do you know why? It's because people are painting as they're listening to this. Or maybe they're not. Maybe they're like holding on to every single word because chaos is everything to them. And I know that's how I would be if I was watching a video like this.
Yeah.
I would be sitting there just like,
Or
just the whole time. That's how I would be.
The ear
just
on
like,
the speaker. Yes, yes, writing everything down.
Yeah, exactly. But okay, so the last HQ choices. There's two. There's a Warpsmith and a Dark Apostle. So we have them here. Here's my Dark Apostle, and here's my Warpsmith. And let's go over what these guys can do. Like, really go over. Let's go over the Dark Apostle.
Okay.
Page 30. Are you yawning?
Yes.
Are you tired of stuff?
No.
Okay, Dark Apostles. Stats. Weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 4, strength 4, toughness 4, 2 wounds, initiative 4, 2 attacks, leadership 10, 3+. All right, first off, let's see how many points he has. I gotta see. Okay, I lost my spot here. Right there. Okay, Dark Apostle, he has 105 points. So, a little more than a Chaos Lord if you're just starting out, okay? And he's not as good in close combat. But maybe we'll see why.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good chance. His war gear is a power armor, bolt pistol, power maul, frag grenades, crack grenades, a Seagull of Corruption, which gives you a 4+ invulnerable save. And let's see the stats on a power maul. I have a funny feeling that it's strength +2, AP4, and it's melee concussive. I have a funny feeling that that's what it is.
Okay.
Okay, do you know what concussive means?
Break season.
That means you attack at initiative 1 if you're hit by it.
Okay.
Okay? If you're hit by it, or if it's like unsaved wound. I don't know. It's probably if you're hit by it, makes sense. It's a maul, right? Like, massive thing hits you. But I want to look it up just so I can know for future reference. Model that suffers one or more unsaved wounds with a weapon, as this is reduced to initiative 1 until the following of the assault phase. So you have to actually take a wound. Oh, it's nice having all these references here at my fingertips.
Oh yeah.
What else does he have here? Special rules. Champion of Chaos. He's an independent character, and he's a zealot, or a zealot, however you like to say it. I'll say zealot, just to be fun. Okay? And let me see if I remember this without looking at it. If you're a zealot, I just said I would say zealot, and I just say zealot in the sentence right after it. If you're a zealot, you have the hatred special rule. And it might give you one more thing. That's my guess. A unit that contains one of these has both the fearless and the hatred. Okay, so that's what I missed. So he has fearless and hatred. That's nice. I like that. When one ability gives you 2, that's kind of cool. Yeah. Beseech of the Dark Gods. So after deployment, if a character in the Dark Apostle's unit, including the Apostle himself, rolls on the Chaos Boon table, he may re-roll the result. So that is useful if you give him the chaos rewards.
Yeah.
No. Gift of mutation is a type of chaos reward. That's useful if you do that, okay? Because if you don't like the result, you can re-roll it. And re-rolling on the chaos boon table is always good because you don't want to be turned into a spawn. That's a bad idea for anybody. All right, let's talk about Demagogue. Demagogue is friendly units from this codex within 6 inches of a Dark Apostle must use his leadership instead of their own. See, that's good because he's leadership 10, and we want to take advantage of the fact that he's leadership 10. All right. Now the other thing is, let's go back here and look at this Dark Apostle. Okay, he can take a Mark of Chaos, and he can take Chaos artifacts, Chaos rewards, and all that, right? So I would definitely suggest, this is something that I haven't really mentioned, but I will mention right now. Gift of Chaos. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Gift of Mutation. That's what about that. Okay. Chaos rewards. Okay. For all your guys that are garden variety generic, I would suggest spending that 10 points and getting a Gift of Mutation because it allows you to roll in the Chaos Boon table. Because Chaos Boon is good. I haven't gone through Chaos Boon in depth, so I will go over that right now because people need to know what it is in order to fully appreciate the magnitude of what they are missing. Okay, there's a lot of results, and the way they have the dice rolling is kind of funny because what you're supposed to do is you roll a die, and that becomes a 10. So if you roll a 1, it becomes 10. If you roll a 2, it becomes 20. And then you roll a second d6, and that becomes the second number. So if you roll a 2 and then a 4, that becomes 24. Make sense?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that's the way this works. And so if you roll a 1, anything you roll after that on the second die, it doesn't matter. It says unworthy offering. You get no reward. Okay? If you roll a 2, and after that you roll a 1 or a 2, so if the result is 21 or 22, it's spawnhood. You replace your model with a chaos spawn.
His legs are really tiny.
Yeah. Yeah, his legs probably are small, and that's okay. It's like a T-Rex.
Oh, reverse, yeah.
So the bad thing about turning into a spawn is that you lose your warlord, okay? And it sucks. But you still get the Mark of Chaos that you had on your warlord. It transfers to the Mark of, or it transfers to the spawn, so that's a good thing, I guess. And spawn are better than they used to be, and I'll go over that in a later video. So not the end of the world, but it sucks, nonetheless. Excuse me. 23 is Warp Frenzy, that's +1 attack. 24, Fragment of Immortality is Eternal Warrior. Not bad, especially for Demon Princes, you want that. 25, Strength of the Berserker is +1 strength. 26, Arcane Oculum, +1 ballistic skill. 31, Cerebral Cogitator. I'm saying that completely wrong, I apologize. +1 initiative, that's what it gives you. Okay. 32 is Bloated. Returned to full wounds, or if unwounded, has +1 wound. I like that one, that's good. 33 is Crystalline Bodies, +1 toughness. 34, Shield of Force. Gives you Shrouded, which is +2 to your cover save. Or if you're out in the open, you get 5 up cover. Pretty cool, huh? 35, Mechanoid. Armor save improves by 1. That's a pretty big deal. Especially if you're a Chaos Lord and you didn't purchase that Terminator armor, you still get that 2-up save. That's if you roll it. Yeah, the chances of you rolling it are very slim. But 36, Blade of Chaos. A melee weapon now has Fleshbane. That's pretty good. Fleshbane is you wound on 2-up. It's pretty good. 41, Witch Eater. Passing a Deny the Witch roll makes the enemy Psyker take a Strength 6 AP2 hit. I love that one. Like, that's a good one. I should put little stars next to the ones that are like really good. So, and typically, no, it's actually random which ones are good. It's not like it's the 6th of every number, it's random. 42, Cosmic Fate, you reroll failed armor saves. That's also a very good one. 43, Venomous, melee attack or poisoned. That's, see, like these are good abilities. These are really good abilities. 44, Unholy Crusader. You get the Crusader special rule, which allows you to roll 2d6 when you're running and take the highest. And it also allows you to advance d3 extra inches when making sweeping attacks. That's what Crusader does. So, yeah, there's a lot of people out there. They're not part of us, so we ignore them. Okay. 45, Meteoric Charge, Hammer of Wrath. That's what it gives you. 46, Icy Aura. Enemy models in base contact at initiative step 1 take a strength 4 AP5 hit. Okay. All right. So it's better than nothing, I guess. It's whatever. 51, Mind of Metal. You have Adamantium Will, which is +2 to deny the witch rolls. 52, Gun Morph. A ranged weapon has +1 strength. That's always good. 53, All-Consuming Hatred. It gives you hatred. 54, Warp Claws. It gives you shred. Reroll your failed 2 wound rolls. 55, Life Taker. Melee attacks have instant death. See that this is good. This is really good. Yeah, I like it. 56 is Blade Master, so +1 weapon skill. 61 is Voice of Horus. It gives you stubborn. Stubborn is good.
Stubborn.
Yeah, you just stay at your leadership. You don't get affected by the modifiers or anything. Yeah. 62 is Temporal Distortion. It gives you Fleet. By the way, these abilities stay with you until the end of the game or until you're killed. But they stay with you, so it's good. 63 is Masochism. Gives you Feel No Pain. 64 is Multiple Rewards. Roll another D3 +1 times on this table. Reroll Spawnhood and Dark Apotheosis results. Man, so this is the 6 and 4 results. So if you roll a 6 and then you roll a 4 right after it,
Yeah.
that's the one you're going to want because you get at least 2 more things on here. A possibility of 4. And you might even roll this again. So my guess is that if you keep on rolling 6s then 4s, then you just keep on rolling. But yeah, that's a really awesome one. So 65 and 66 is Dark Apotheosis, and you replace a model with Demon Prince. So that's also not the end of the world. It does follow the same rules as the Spawn Hood in that it takes out your HQ, or it takes out your, not necessarily HQ, because this is a Chaos Boon table. It could be for just a champion of Chaos inside a Chaos Space Marine unit, right? But that unit is removed, no matter what type of unit it is. So the Chaos Boon table, as you can see, by all the stuff that I had just mentioned, all of it is good, okay? Even if it's not as good as some of the others, it's still good to have. And spending 10 points on the Gift of Mutation from the Chaos Rewards section on getting one of these at the start of the game is a good investment of 10 points. That's a good investment. Especially if you roll that 6 and 4 result where you get to roll D3 +1 more times on this table.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. So that's Chaos Boon in a nutshell. Now, one last one. We're going to go over the Warpsmith. Warpsmith is right here. And I like this guy. I'm going to field him. I like him because of just what he does and just the fluff behind him and how he helps out my units. Do you find it a little bit cold in here? I find it a little bit chilly. Getting goosebumps here.
Just a bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be able to cut ice pretty soon. So, Warpsmith. Okay, page 34. Let's see. This is what we're, all that flipping for nothing. Okay, look at this. All right, he is 105 points. 100. I keep on looking at the Dark Apostle one. He's 110 points. Warpsmith is 110. Weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 5, toughness 4, 2 wounds, initiative 4, 2 attacks, leadership 10, 2+. So that's his stat line. So he's okay. War gear. He's got flesh metal. Flesh metal, by the way, in the Chaos Space Marine Codex means that you have a 2-up armor save. It's not the same as Terminator armor, because Terminator, you got your 5-up invulnerable in addition to the 2-up armor, and you are relentless. But this is just 2-up armor save, okay? He's got a bolt pistol, a power axe, which power axes are +1 strength, and they are unwieldy. So you attack at initiative 1. Power axe, let me see. Oh, strength is ×2. I am mistaken, and it's AP2. And it is unwieldy, I was right about that. So, nope, I am absolutely wrong. I'm looking at the thing underneath it. I apologize once again. A power axe is strength +1. That's what I said originally, right?
Yes.
But it is AP2. But it's unwieldy, so if you're gonna use an unwieldy weapon, then never mind, he's like automatically equipped with it, so that sucks. Unless here, yeah, so you have to have it. That's how it works. You can't replace it. So he's attacking at initiative 1. That kind of sucks. So you probably don't want to have him in close combat. That's not why you bring him. He is a champion of chaos. He's an independent character, and he is. I keep on looking at the wrong one. Okay, I'm gonna block this. That's the Dark Apostle. He's gone. I'm looking at the Warpsmith. This is the Warpsmith.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got frag grenades, crack grenades, and mechatendrils. That's how I'll say this. Okay, mechatendrils. So these are special weapons that are in the Chaos Space Marine Codex, and we're going to look at those right now, and we're going to learn exactly what they are, because these are actually a lot of fun. They give the wearer +2 attacks, and so he's got 2 attacks base, and so he has 4 attacks. Okay. Mechatendrils also include a meltagun and a flamer, so that's not bad, especially for overwatching purposes. It's great. In the shooting phase, the Warpsmith can fire either both mechatendril weapons or one mechatendril weapon and one other weapon. So, and I think the reason why it says that is because you're able to give him a chaos artifact, which we all know could be a black mace or a murder sword or whatever, okay? But that's why it says either both the flamer and the meltagun, or like one of those and then another weapon that he may be equipped with, if you so choose. That's what mechatendrils do. Do they do anything else? Nope, that's what they do. So +2 attacks, and you can fire both your shooting abilities. Now, Master of Mechanisms. I explained this a little bit in the introductory video. I'll just re-explain it. So you can't, first off, you can't use this ability if you've gone to ground or you're falling back, okay? But you can choose to either repair a single friendly damaged vehicle or curse a single enemy vehicle. So to repair a vehicle, you must be in base contact with it or embarked in it. You roll a d6 and you add 1 to the result if you have mechatendrils, which is funny because they're part of your war gear. So if the result is 5 or more, you may either restore a hull point lost earlier in the battle, or repair a weapon destroyed or immobilized result suffered earlier in the battle, effective immediately. So that's actually pretty good. So basically, you roll a 4-up, and you can do that because the mechatendrils give you +1 to that roll. So that's pretty good. That's not bad at all. So high mechatendril, which is on my Warpsmith, you're going to be standing next to Defi, which is in the corner of the battlefield, shooting off his battle cannon and restoring those hull points if he happens to lose them because people are shooting at him from afar. That's how that's going to work. All right? I foresee that happening a lot. Yeah. The other thing is shattered defenses. So after deployment, but before scout redeployments and infiltrate deployment, nominate 1 piece of terrain in the opponent's deployment zone. This may not be one that he has purchased as part of his army. So I guess not an Aegis defense line or not whatever else, a fortification of some sort. The terrain's cover save is decreased by 1 for the duration of the game. For example, a ruin 4+ cover save would instead offer a 5+ cover save. A piece of terrain can only be shattered in this way once. Yeah, so you do this looks like you do this one time to something in the game at the beginning. So something kind of special, a little bit good, whatever. Not the greatest, but it's still okay. So basically, your Master of Mechanisms is what you're going to want to do. I forgot to mention the cursing. So here's the cursing. To curse a vehicle, this Warpsmith must be within 18 inches of it. Roll to hit the vehicle using the Warpsmith's Ballista skill, which is 5. So 2 or greater. If the curse hits, all of that vehicle's weapons have the Gets Hot special rule until the end of the next turn. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. That's good. It is freezing in here. Are you cold?
Oh, my toes are.
My toes are too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is pretty.
But we are in Canada.
Is it just the flamer, the bale flamer on him, or is it
Just
both?
the flavor.
Is that thing able to be like squeezed so it's tighter?
What do you mean?
It's like. I don't
No,
know.
it's not.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm sure.
Okay. I'm just asking. I'm not critiquing your. Yeah, that's one or the other in there, huh? Oh, it's the wrong one. The other one's a flamer.
No, this one's a flavor.
How do you know?
Because it says on here.
I can open that since you're holding him and waiting for him to dry.
See? The bale flamer is this one. And this is autocannon.
I was just
Make-
testing you to see if you
Yeah,
got the
sure.
right answer. So
Sure.
that's how that
Doubt me.
works. Yeah. So I don't doubt nothing. So this is what I would do. Okay. Let me see of this abilities. If I were to bring a Warpsmith, what would I give him? He has toughness 4. By bringing a Warpsmith, I have the option of giving him a Mark of Chaos. So if I gave him the Mark of Nurgle plus 1 toughness, he is a toughness 5. The chances of him being instant killed are less. Less. Maybe not. Initiative. I don't know. I don't see him attacking in close combat that much. I see him more as a guy going around like the battlefield, like repairing stuff. So that's how I see him. So would I even give him a Mark of Chaos? Maybe. Chaos artifacts. See, it says in each of your shooting phases, instead of firing his weapons, he can choose to curse or repair. So I wouldn't give him any weapons. I wouldn't give him any chaos artifacts because you're going to want to be using him for his ability in the game. Also, the other thing here. Chaos rewards. Would I want to give him something here? Would I want to give him Ichor Blood? Oh, hold on. Yeah, I might give him an Aura of Dark Glory. That gives him a 5-up invulnerable save. So if I were to give him something, that's what I would give him. A 5-up invulnerable save. Because he's got Flesh Metal, which is a 2-up save, so he can be targeted by stuff. He can possibly be killed, and he's got 2 wounds. Is it worth it? Yeah, I would say it's worth it. So that's what I would use him for. Definitely repair your vehicles with him. Keep him close to those vehicles in the back that may get fired, because he's like he's 110 points. Not bad for an ability to keep your things alive longer. Like, I'd say that's pretty good. That's not bad at all. Thank you very much for watching this video.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, this is it's good stuff. Okay, the HQs in this game are good. This is my review of them. I would say my favorite ones are the Demon Princes, because I like how they're flying monstrous creatures. I like how the unique characters are fun to bring, and it gives you a reason to bring them because it makes the special elite choices troops choices. And so it's more of a motivation to bring them. I would probably bring Flying Monstrous Creature Demon Princesses HQs. That's what I would do. That's what I'm going to do first, just to test it out.
Okay.
That's what I would do. Yeah, and Chaos Sorcerers, for sure, I would want to bring. I wouldn't bother using a Demon Prince as a Chaos Sorcerer just because he's so many points, he's very expensive. I would definitely choose to use an actual Sorcerer for that. So don't bother putting it on this guy. Okay, that'd be my feeling on it. Because this guy, you want to definitely Vector Strike, and you want to Burning Brand of Scalathrax people. That's what you want to do. Absolutely. I would say doing that or using the Black Mace on people with your Demon Princes. Like that's scary. Yeah, and besides, in order for him to be any good, you got to add 3 levels, so that's 75 points. That's a lot of points, man. That's a lot.
Come on.
Yeah, so it's the option's there, but I wouldn't do it. Would not do it. Nope. Sorcerer it is, because that little guy you can hide in a unit and you can protect him, whereas these guys are in the sky and they're flying around and it's hard to hit them, so that's a better strategy. That's what I would do. Other than that, please let me know what you think of the HQs that you have, the Chaos Space Marine HQs, the ones that you have fielded, the ones that you want to field, and why you want to field them. I want to know everything. I want to know all your thoughts. Okay, this is a good discussion facilitating type of video where we just share everything about these guys. And by all means, leave your tactics. Let me know, because I will read through them and I may incorporate some tactics in my battle reports. And I like making these videos. I like making videos where we just sit down and we kind of go through everything. I don't typically make these videos. I don't. The videos that I make are
Random.
not these. They are random. And granted, there is a little bit of randomness in here. The fact that you're here beside me, assembling a Helldrake, that's kind of random.
Yes.
But we will continue to make more of these videos because I want to comb through the other sections. I've only touched the HQ portion of this, and this is like over an hour long in total. It's probably like close to a couple hours of footage of just talking about that stuff. So, and as well, like thumb up this video. Like give it a good rating if you like this video, this type of videos. If you want me to make more of these types of videos, then that'll be a good indication to me that I am to make more of these, because that's the bottom line. It's pleasing you guys, because I aim to please the viewership, because if it wasn't for you guys, my kids would be starving. Like that's just how it works. That's honestly how it works. So that's the bare bone, naked sorcerer truth of the thing that makes you tell the truth. Or is that lies? Okay. Thank you for clearing that up. That's pretty good. So
You're welcome.
thank you very much for watching this video once again, and happy wargaming.